my humble self, although the live broadcast was intended to have been done yesterday, but for some reason and glitches, we could not do it. But I will expect that those who are interested in this broadcast should link up now. The live broadcast has to do with the upcoming tutorial and also examination, where the students shall be prepared with sample questions. Take note, the sample question has to do with questions that are CBE, questions that are CBE. And I expect that those of you who may just be interested, it's not for everyone, it's for those who are interested and feels that they need to test their brain a little and see whether they have read enough. Those are the ones we're expecting to come live with us for the live uh, telecast. I want to welcome you once more to Abbey Scholar TV. And the intention of this TV station is to make sure that students are properly taught. And that's why we do courses or subjects on WAEC, NECO, where we teach subjects such as physics, chemistry, biology, maths, and many more others. And it is expected that parents will allow their kids to lock on to this station. It's more or less free. You only need your data, and of course, you have to get involved in the telecast. Also, Abbey Scholar TV has also the intention to teach morals, and every 1 p.m. on Sundays will pick an important topic where students are getting involved in things such as addictions, things which are associated with addictions. We pick such topics, and what we'll do with that is we discuss with an expert who will lecture us on if you are involved in such kind of act, what you can do to escape from it. But today is going to be simple, and I believe should not take too long. I'm going to give you sample questions, and those sample questions is for you to test yourself and see indeed if you can cope with the exam that is upcoming. The sample questions will be in two modes. One is for the general knowledge class, and the other is for those of you who are taking West African history. For the general knowledge class, I will start thus the sample questions. And if you want to get involved, not just listen, maybe when after the question is being dictated, you can quickly send the answer. But I will give just 30 seconds, then I will tell you the answer. But once you know the answer, during the course of the CBE test, I expect that you should be able to do what is the needful. The number one question for the general knowledge course is, how many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? This question normally comes up, and a lot of students sometimes do not do so well in it. I want to ask that question one more time. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? How many regions? Do you think the Nigerian nation, in 1960 we got our independence, how many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? and I will give you the sample answers. A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. One more time. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. How many regions do you think the Nigerian nation have in 1960? I'll give you some seconds to think and ruminate about it. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? I want to repeat it again. A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. How many regions do you think Nigeria have in 1960? How many regions do you think Nigeria have in 1960? For the general knowledge question, I'm giving you some time to say one or two things about that. I want your text message. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? This is number B. B, 3. Nigeria has 3 regions. Nigeria has 3 regions as at 1960. Of course, you will remember those 3 regions. One of those regions is Northern region, Western region, and Eastern region. 2 now. How many regions? 2 now. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1964? How many regions in 1964? How many regions does Nigeria have in 1964? You can see these questions are always used to test you. To test you. I said in 1960, how many? That's number 1. But number 2, now I'm asking again. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1964? The key word there, 1964. Once again, the same answers we are giving. And normally this comes up every time during your CBE. Some persons always, how many regions does Nigeria have in 1964? A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. Anu Faleye, well, I got your answer. You got it right. In 1964, Nigeria had 4 regions. Nigeria has 4 regions. In 1964, Nigeria has 4 regions. In 1960, Nigeria has 3 regions. And which region was added? Let me just test you. Which region was added? The Midwestern region. The Midwestern region, which is today Edo State and Delta State. Then number 3 in the sample questions. Number 3 in the sample questions. Eshu is a Yoruba deity known for. Eshu is a Yoruba deity known for. This, for those of you who are Yorubas, of course, you may know who we call Eshu. But I want to take you to take note that the Eshu is not the devil that the Christian would say. The Eshu is not the devil that the Christian would say. So Eshu is a Yoruba deity known for A, war, B, killing, C, sin, D, trickster. Can somebody say the answer? Can someone among you say the answer? A, war, B, killing, C, sin, D, trickster. Eshu is a Yoruba deity known for. I'm expecting your answers. Eshu is a Yoruba deity known for A, war, B, killing. C, sin. And D, trickster. No Falaye, you seem to know the answers. It's D, trickster. D, trickster. That's what Eshu is known for as a Yoruba deity. He is seen as a trickster. He's seen as a trickster. Another question now. Question 4. The city of Iri, NRI, is reflected to be the origin of dash culture. The city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of dash culture. The city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of dash culture. The city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of dash culture. A, Yoruba. B, Bini. Bini here is B-E-N-I-N. C, Bini. B-I-N-I. D, Igbo. D, Igbo. One more time. The city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of dash culture. A, Yoruba. B, Benin. C, Benin. B-I-N-I. D, Igbo. Yes. Anufalaye, Igbo. The city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of Igbo culture. Igbo culture. Igbo culture. So I want you to take note of that. The city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of Igbo culture. Igbo culture. That is what the city of Iri is reflected to be. Then I'll give you the number 5 question. The controversial book Saving Belief was written by. The controversial book Saving Belief was written by A, Baker, B-A-K-E-R. B, Fodor, F-O-D-O-R. C, Barker, B-A-R-K-E-R. D, Lawal. Can somebody give me the answer? The controversial book Saving Belief was written by A, Baker, B, Fodor, C, Barker, D, Lawal. The controversial book was written by A, Baker, B, Fodor, C, Barker, D, Lawal. D, Lawal. What do you think the answer is? I'm expecting your answers. The controversial book. Yes. Ashabi Bankole Baker, which is A. B-A-K-E-R. Baker, which is A. Some of you are not answering. Which means you are not getting ready for this exam. These are the kind of questions you will see during the exam. And these are sample questions we believe can gear you up. If you do not have an answer for all these questions, you need to read and be serious. Then 6 now. The Edo language has an affiliation with the Dash family and the Dash superfamily. The Edo language has an affiliation with the Dash family and the Dash superfamily. A, Kwa and Niger Kordofan. B, Chadic and Kwa. C, Niger Kordofan and Chadic. D, Chadic and English. Can somebody say the answer? I want to read it one more time. The Edo language has an affiliation with the Dash family and the Dash super family. A. Kwa and Niger Kordofan. B. Chadic and Kwa. C. Niger Kordofan and Chadic. D. Chadic and English. I'm expecting your answers. I'm expecting your answers. One more time. The Edo language has an affiliation with the Dash family and the Dash super family. A. Kwa and Niger Kordofan. B. Chadic and Kwa. C. Niger Kordofan. C. Niger Kordofan and Chadic. D. Chadic and English. D. Chadic and English. Okay. One of you, Favor Lusoya, Precious Oladele, you got it, which is Chadic and Kwa. Chadic and Kwa. 7 now. Slave trading between Africa to Europe or America is known as slave trading between Africa to Europe or America is known as Trans-Pacific Trade. A. B. Transatlantic slave trade. C. Trans-River Niger trade. D. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. I'm expecting your answer. Slave trading between Africa to Europe or America is known as A. Trans-Pacific trade. B. Transatlantic slave trade. C. Trans-River Niger trade. D. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. So I'm expecting your answers. I'm expecting your answers. Slave trading between Africa to Europe or America is known as Trans-Pacific trade, which is A. B now, Transatlantic slave trade. C. Trans-River Niger trade. D. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. I'm expecting your answers. I'm expecting your answers. This is, I believe, should be very simple enough. Slave trading between Africa to Europe or America is known as A. Trans-Pacific trade. B. Transatlantic slave trade. C. Trans-River Niger trade. D. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. Trans-Indian Ocean trade. The answer, nobody is giving an answer. Nobody is giving an answer. Nobody is giving an answer. I'm expecting your answers. You mean you don't know this answer? Okay, let me give you the answer. It's B. Transatlantic slave trade. Take note of that. It normally comes up during the course of the exam at CB, but you may be fortunate or unfortunate to see this question. So you of course, you would have known about the transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade. Oluwatide, you are just sending your piece. You are just sending transatlantic after the answer has been said. Number 8 now. The first newspaper in Nigeria was called. The first newspaper in Nigeria was called A. Punch newspaper. B. Daily Times. C. Nigerian Observer. D. Ìwé ìròyìn. D. Ìwé ìròyìn. D. Ìwé ìròyìn. I want to repeat it again. The first newspaper in Nigeria was called A. Punch newspaper, B. Daily Times, C. Nigerian Observer, D. Ìwé ìròyìn. Favour Olusanya, you got it. Is ìwé ìròyìn. Ìwé ìròyìn. Ìwé ìròyìn. That is the first newspaper in Nigeria. Number 9 now. Ogiso rulers. Ogiso rulers existed in which particular place? Ogiso, O-G-I-S-O. Ogiso, O-G-I-S-O. Ogiso rulers existed in A. Bini, B-I-N-I, B. Oyo, O-Y-O, C. Ogoja, O-G-O-J-A, D. O-G-A-J-A, Ogaja. Ogiso rulers existed in A. Bini, B-I-N-I, B. Oyo, O-Y-O, C. Ogoja, O-G-O-J-A, sorry, D. Ogaja, O-G-A-J-A. Is A. Benin, B-I-N-I. Ashabi Bankole, you got it right. Those of you writing the Benin as B-E-N-I-N, you have to be careful. In case B-I-N-I comes up and B-E-N-I-N comes up, it's most likely the answer will be Benin as B-I-N-I. Will be most likely Benin as B-I-N-I. Number 10 now. Number 10 now. Number 10 now. John Rawls describes man's sense of justice as dash. You need to listen to this question very well. You need to listen to this question very well. If you get the question, this question, I'll come to my office and get 1,000. You need to know these questions very well. John Rawls describes man's sense of justice. Man's sense of justice, dash. A. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the private concept of justice, which characterized the fair terms of cooperation. One more time. John Rawls describes man's sense of justice, dash. A. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the private concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. Which characterize, that's A. B. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. B now, as the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. So you take note of that. C now, as the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. That's C. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of discooperation. That's C. Discooperation. B is as the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. C. Has the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice which characterize the fair terms of this cooperation. D. Has the capacity to misunderstand power politics. Has the capacity to misunderstand power politics. Favor Olusoya, you failed it. You didn't get the answer. The first person to get, I'm giving you just 30 seconds. The first person to get the answer, come and collect 1,000 naira from in my office. The first person, you oh, okay. Yes, Anu Falai. You got it. That's B. B. Has the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. Anu, where is she? I think Anu, but Favor Olusoya just now gave a B. What? I think I saw Anu Falai gave the answer first. If you are available on Monday, you can come. So this would be your general knowledge. This would be your general knowledge questions. 10 questions. But on that day, I must explain to you, it will be 200 questions, out of which 35 will be out. And we expect that in those 35, you get what is required. You get what is required. One person is saying I should just repeat everything again. I will try and repeat before I go to the next class, which is West Africa history. But I will try and repeat the questions again. The first questions, which I asked in the sample questions, how many regions does Nigeria have in 1960? A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. And the answer is B, 3. Number 2, how many regions does Nigeria have in 1964? A, 4, B, 3, C, 2, D, 1. How many regions does Nigeria have in 1964? And the answer is A, now 4. Eshu is a Yoruba deity known for dash. A, war. B, killing. C, sin. D, trickster. The answer is trickster, which is D. The answer is trickster, which is D. Number 4, the city of Iri is reflected to be the origin of dash culture. A, Yoruba. B, Benin. C, Benin. Benin now is B-I-N-I. B, Benin is B-E-N-I-N. Then D, Igbo. Igbo is the answer. Igbo is the answer, which is D. The number of now, the controversial Bodo. C, Baka. D, Lawal. A, Baker, B-A-K-E-R. C, B, Fodo, F-O-D-O-R. C, Baka, B-A-R-K-E-R. D, Lawal, L-A-W-A-L. The answer is Baker, A. The Edo language has an affiliation with Dash family and the Dash superfamily. A, Kwa and Niger Kodovan. B, Chadic and Kwa. C, Niger Kodovan and Chadic. D, Chadic and English. The answer is Chadic and Kwa. Chadic and Kwa. Number 7, slave trading between Africa to Europe or America is known as. Slave trading between Africa to Europe is known as A, Trans-Pacific trade. B, Transatlantic slave trade. C, Trans-River Niger trade. D, Trans-Indian Ocean trade. The answer is B, Transatlantic slave trade. Transatlantic slave trade. Transatlantic slave trade. 8 now, in the sample questions, the first newspaper in Nigeria was called A, Punch newspaper. B, Daily Times. C, Nigerian Observer. D, Iwe Iroyin. The answer is D, Iwe Iroyin. Iwe Iroyin. 9, Ogiseo rulers existed in dash. A, Benin, B-I-N-I. B, Oyo, C. Ogoja. D. Ogaja. Ogaja. The answer is Bini. B-I-N-I. Then the last but not the least question for the sample questions. John Rao describes man's sense of justice dash as the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the private concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. B. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. C. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concept of justice, which characterize the fair terms of discooperation. D. As the capacity to misunderstand power politics. So the answer here is B. As the capacity to understand, to apply, and to act from the public concepts of justice, which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. Which characterize the fair terms of cooperation. So those of you, for the general knowledge, I've been able to give you 10 sample questions. And I expect that those 10 sample questions will aid your reading, and you can have you can begin to understand how the questions will come up when you are writing your general knowledge exams. I expect that you read so well. I believe some of you are from biochemistry, studies, and all that. This is your opportunity to know what is required. And from those of you who are in biochemistry, religious studies, mathematics, if you feel that I should teach you again some of these topics before the exam, you can meet with your governor, and your governor, because I spoke with them, your governor said you are okay. But if you feel you want to understand better, meet with your governor. We can try and get a period where we quickly have some form of lecture or tutorial. But if you are okay, that's it. I believe you all would be able to do well in the exam period, in the exam class. I expect that you do your best so that you can do well. And I want to warn you not to cheat. It is, if you cheat, you will be punished appropriately. But for those of you who are in the West Africa class, I will now give you your sample questions. If you are in the West Africa class, stay tuned. You can also contact others who are interested to make sure that they listen in so that they won't do the wrong thing during the exam. Of course, you know the West Africa class also is CBE, which means computer-based test. And we expect that the best is done. For those of you in the West Africa class, the sample question are thus. West Africa class, the sample question are thus. What year did Sundiata die? 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 A, 1245. B, 1265. C, 1235. D, 1255. I'm expecting your answers. What year did Sundiata die? A, 1245. B, 1265. C, 1235. D, 1255. Yeah, okay. I know, Fala, it seems you are pumped up for this exam. Precious Oladele, Yes, 1255. The answer is D. 1255. 1255. Then, number 2 now. Jeriba is near to this Mali capital of. Jeriba is near to this Mali capital of dash. Bamako. Bamako. A. Bamako. B. Bamako. B. Bamako. C. Jollof. D. Wolof. D. Wolof. One more time. Jeriba is near to the Mali capital of. Put dash. Bamako. A. Bamako. B. Bamako. C. Jollof. D. Wolof. D. Wolof. Which is your answer? Look at somebody said C. C. Jollof. It's not Jollof. It's B. Bamako. B. Bamako. Take note of that. B. Bamako. 3 now. The following towns were known to be part of the Trans-Sahara trade route. The following towns were known to be part of the Trans-Sahara trade route. I think I know Falaye. I would like to see you, see if you are pumped up for this exam. So in the general studies you did well. Now I'm seeing your answers. So I would like to see your face on Monday. So the following towns were known to be part of the Trans-Sahara trade route. A. Gat, Ghat. B. Takeda, Takeda. C. Let me explain very well. A. Gat, you put a comma. Takeda, comma. Gao, Gao, comma. And Timbuktu. That's for A option. B option. Ilorin, Ekpoma, Warri and Sapele. Ilorin, Ekpoma, Warri and Sapele. C. Cape Town, Bantu Island, Nguriland, Nairobi. Cape Town, Bantu Island, Nguriland, Nairobi. D. London, Berlin, Medina, and Mecca. London, Berlin, Medina, and Mecca. Oh, so many of you got it. A. That's A for number 3. Question number 3. Then, question number 4 now. Al-Hamadani described Ghana as a country where dash in the same way as carrots do and is plucked in the sunset. Where dash in the same way as carrots do as Al-Hamadani described Ghana as a country where dash in the same way as carrots do and is plucked in the sunset. If you know that answer, I won't say it here. Come and tell me in my office. So, number 5 now. Salt from old Ghana Empire is obtained from dash in the Sahara Desert. Salt from old Ghana Empire is obtained from dash in the Sahara Desert. Salt from old Ghana Empire is obtained from dash in the Sahara Desert. A. Wangara. B. Nguriland. C. Kololo land. C. Kololo land. D. Tangaza. D. Tangaza. D. Tangaza. One more time, the options. A. Wangara. B. Nguriland. C. Kolokolo land. D. Tangaza. D. Tangaza. Okay, Anufalaye. D. Tangaza. D. Tangaza. You got it. Then the European map that included Mali on the map was drawn by A. Dussart Angelino. A. Dussart Angelino. B. Roberto Angelino. C. Robertin Angelino. D. Elsa Camara. D. Elsa Camara. D. Elsa Camara. So what's the answer now? What do you think the answer is? One more time. The European map that included Mali on the map, the European map that included Mali on the map was drawn by, that's when you say on the map now, on the world map, was drawn by A. Dussart Angelino. B. Roberto Angelino. C. Robertin Angelino. D. Elsa Camara. What's the answer here? Checking. What is your answer? What is your answer? Dussart Angelino A. B. Roberto Angelino. C. Robertin Angelino. D. Elsa Angelino. Elsa Camara. Okay, the answer is A. Dussart Angelino. Number 7. Dash was the first of the Sudanese states to emerge and to reach the highest peak of fame and glory. Dash was the first of the Sudanese states to emerge and to reach the highest peak of fame and glory. A. Mali. B. Sudan. C. Nigeria. D. Ghana. D. Ghana. The answer is D. Ghana. D. Ghana. Number 8 now. A major factor that contributed to the rise of Mali was rise of Old Mali Empire. Was A. Christianity. B. Noise making. C. Islam. D. The Buddhist culture. D. The Buddhist culture. D. The Buddhist culture. A. Christianity. B. Noise making. C. Islam. D. The Buddhist culture. The Buddhist culture. The answer is C. Islam. Islam. Number 9 now. Old Mali Empire. Old Mali's empire's capital town was A. Joliba. B. Jollof. C. Wolof. D. Jeriba. D. Jeriba. Old Mali Empire capital town was A. Joliba. B. Jollof. C. Wolof. D. Jeriba. Yes, Jeriba is the answer. Jeriba is the answer. D. Jeriba. D. Jeriba. Jiriba is the answer. Number 10 now. Mansa Musa went on a pilgrimage to Mecca, and while coming back, he lost all his money. A, is that true? B, it is false. C, I don't think so. D, if I'm looking at your answers, everyone has already yes, it's true. It's true. There's no need for me to say D. So you could see that. Don't be scared now. For those of you who attended this class, don't be scared. You can see that the questions are not that difficult. So I'm expecting you all to get A's. I'm expecting you all to get A's. And I expect that you do your best during the course of the exam, and everything that is required of you, you do it. And I believe you should be able to pass very well. You should be able to pass very well. And if you have any question, ask before. I will give you 3 minutes to ask. It seems you are all fired up for the exam. Any question, you can ask. Any question, ask. Any question you can ask. And I believe you should be able to do well during the course of the exam. Whatever that as students, sometimes you may face one or two issues. Make sure you try and resolve it before the exam day, so that you will be in a good frame of mind and you would at least do well in the exam. Your class should, you are ready. I know you are ready now, and I intentionally gave you these sample questions so that you can practice it and use, at least finger your brain a little to see whether yes, you are ready for the exam. That's whether yes, you are ready for the exam. I'm expecting that as students, for those of general knowledge, you should be able to at least get the required number of scores that will give you a good pass for the exam. Then for those of you for West Africa, you should also do your best and get the required numbers that will give you a good score for the exam. Then for those of you who are subscribers to this channel, I want you to encourage your junior ones to watch Abbey Scholar TV, especially in their various subjects, secondary school subjects. I want you to help me to popularize it as far as and wide to as many persons. The lectures are free and it's there 24 hours for them to pick up. And if you have any government official or any teacher somewhere there or there, make sure they too have the opportunity to watch and improve their knowledge of that particular subject. We'll continue to tailor and do things which would make our subscribers enjoy the channel. Tomorrow we are not going to be on tutorials per se. We'll be teaching morals, and we'll be discussing with somebody who will be speaking from the United States of America by 1 p.m. tomorrow. And we are going to be talking about mental health for those who take drugs and all that. What is the effect and all that? So we expect that you expect that you as you may have one issue or the other, you know someone or the other who is having issues with drugs and all that. They can listen in and at least help themselves out of this quagmire. I'm trying to read what you are sending, your messages. Okay, those who come on Monday by 7, I will be there to sign your registration forms. But you are just coming now. On Monday, 7 o'clock, make sure you are there. I will sign it. 7 in the morning. And for those who are from my education, well, I don't think I don't know the schools will let them see me. The governor, I'm seeing your question there. Let the people from Faculty of Education come to my office, so we discuss it over. Those who want to submit their files, come and submit on Monday. Come and submit on Monday. So I believe I can go now. I'll count 1 to 3. If I can't get any reasonable question, I'll go 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye.